maintain at least a live-in exemption. It's a completely different situation than hourly care provided in the home by personal care attendants. End up changing the minimum wage requirement, but keeping the overtime exemption. Another is to make it a very sector-specific work week approach. Many of your staff might work for 7 or 8 or 10 consecutive days and then take 7, 8, or 10 consecutive days off. In a hospital, for example, the minimum wage and overtime laws apply on a 14-day calculation rather than a 7-day calculation. Is there something that fits home care better? Also looking at the issue of overtime at certain days, times during the day itself. If the worker works past a certain hour, maybe they're overtime. I'm not saying any of these are good or all of them are good, whatever like that, but these are the items that have come up for consideration. And a typical Washington stall approach, which is before you change this rule, let's do a very in-depth study on the impact of the rule. Our policy position does not oppose overtime. What it does is oppose overtime in isolation from the whole dynamic of work for that individual. If you're a worker, we don't know the question, with limited dollars to spend, would you prefer a higher base wage or overtime compensation? Would you prefer health insurance, or would you prefer a career ladder opportunity? You have to look at all these various elements of your work relationship with those workers if you want to have high quality workers and have the ability to retain those workers after you've recruited them. Overtime itself, we don't see that as a solution. Frankly, I think it's easy for you to overcome that, but it still comes with the cost. We talked about the HR cost in particular.